Well, here's the FT-102 again. People are probably sick of me talking about this radio. They're like, give it away, throw it out, fix it, do something with it. So, haven't even used it yet. Don't even have a microphone for it yet. I'm still debugging the receiver. It works pretty well now. I gave it a small tune-up with the book and tuned a few items up on it. So it seems pretty good now. The sideband part of it's holding out. I think it just had some bad connections on the local board, just some bad push-in coax connections, I think. But it's working good now. It's not conked out. I've had this thing running now for hours. Anyway, I still don't have the RF preamp working, and I think that's figured out. You can see where it just kicks in, but not well. Anyway, the RF amp transistors are here. You can see Q01 and Q02 showing up there, right there. And those are running super hot. These should not get hot at all. They're both running really hot, so I think they're shorted. Who knows why they're shorted? Static, changing relays, I don't know. I did have this mixer transistor was shorted too, and I had to repair that. I'm looking for it. Yeah, I think one of those was shorted and it was actually on fire and smoking, so I clipped it off and bought one of these off eBay. Anyway, so I probably have to buy 2 more of those and fix these two. I'm not sure. They're both running hot, but yeah, if I put my hand in here and the two devices have that brown wire going through the middle of them, and you'll see they're labeled clearly. There you can see the Q01 and the Q02. Those are the 2 transistors for the preamp. And it would be nice if that worked. I'm getting good signals now. I probably don't need it, but I figure, hey, it's there. Why not use it? Anyway, if I put the old finger in here, and if I can see how to get the finger in there. If I touch these, oh my God, yeah, they're probably 150 degrees, 160 degrees. There, that one's bad, and the other one's bad too. They're both hot. So actually, the one's not doing too bad. No, I think just the front one's shorted. This one's not running too hot. This one here is running. So the top one's running super hot, and that one is called Q02. And looking at the diagram, Q02 was the bottom one there with the 2 diodes. Anyway, they're probably both shot, so. Yeah, they're N-channel FETs. If I had a few of those, put them in there, and the preamp would probably come back to life. So I'm going to ignore the preamp for now and just work on the, see if I can make this thing transmit. This thing was transmitting wonderfully, and since I took this apart, it's not transmitting very well now. I could have goofed up something in here. I don't know. It was working, as they say, like a champ, so I can't seem to get the plate to dip correctly now. Anyway, I'm going to try the antenna tuner over there and see if that will help matters. I'm going to connect that thing up and see if I can properly tune this thing that way. Anyway, let's check the receiver out now, again, on 40 here at night. It's pretty nice. Again, the RF amp. Reduces it. Sideband narrow. There's an error filter in there. And this control is cool. This is like a passband control. You can muck around with the bandwidth. And then if you change this window, you can decrease the bandwidth. It's kind of neat. There, now I'm turning it black. There, now it should have very little bandwidth. As you can see, it does. So this is a really nice radio. It has great tone to it. There's been a lot of care into giving the operator a nice experience with this radio, from the plate being geared down and the tuning here being silky, the knobs all being recessed. It's just a great experience. And you can tell there's no noise on this thing, at least with the preamp off. But yet, if there is a signal, it just climbs out of the noise. It's crazy good. So once this radio is figured out, I'll do an A/B comparison on the receivers between this radio and that Omni 6 over there, and perhaps the venerable what are those? The venerable Henry radio tempos, and then the venerable TR7, and we can't forget about the Drake R4A. So maybe I'll do a bake-off between all these radios and see how they all sound. But this might be my favorite one now, just because it's a luxury experience. It's like the Cadillac of radios, I think, but it's nice. I like the 2 meters. I gotta fix the light bulb in that meter and replace that one too. It's kind of flaky. It's a great little radio. There's a couple of things interfering, so let's go to narrow. It's got a notch filter too, so we could try and notch it. Let's see, notch is on. It's got a deep notch. So the teletype's gone. There's the CW. It's quite nice. Okay, there's a couple signals. Let's notch them. Notch that one. There's 3 of them. It's really nice. Anyway, you can notch them that way. You can turn off the notch and fiddle with this too. I could decrease, I think, this thing into the black zone here to make a thin bandwidth. This thing's hard to turn though. It's hard to use, but I guess you gotta get the hang of it. It's hard to get it to work. There, I'm trying to get the bandwidth down to nothing here. There, now it's all black. I'm still not quite sure how to use this thing as far as this bandwidth thing here goes. Good notch again. That's pretty darn good. So definitely the interference is gone. All right, go off narrow. Take this back to a wider mode here without breaking anything. This is hard to use. There, now it's wide open. Leave it in the middle. Let's see what else we can hear.
Dando vuelta ahí, Juan, pero saludos a la ciudad del Paso, Texas. Ahí está también Chuy, si no me equivoco, ahorita interrogamos.
It's a great receiver as far as not having a lot of noise. Not hearing anything there.
Now I don't hear
AM station, maybe. No audio. I gotta go through the IF stages and this thing, make sure the IFs are all tuned up too. I don't know if they really are, but it seems pretty good on sideband. Oh yeah, that's got some audio, barely. So I think once the preamp is fixed, this thing's really gonna run. I'm happy with how the relays turned out. They're a real hack. I don't like leaving this one relay hanging in the air like that, but that's where it's going to hang because I'm done screwing with this RF board as far as the relays, and if that works, it works. That's where it's going to stay, and if I need to change that, it's changeable. So no ripping the board out, no messing around.
pretty low. This PR40 is very sensitive, I think. And I run headphones because I run the monitor on, and sometimes I think, man, this thing just sounds like it's just way too loud. But everybody's.
Anyway, that's 40 meters. Let's try 80 now. There's 80 meters. How's it? Oh yeah, and this will improve it too. If you can pre-select, it'll improve it incrementally, I think. AM. 3871, yeah, I suppose. Yep. So I do want to put a resistor in here for an AM filter, because you can't find an AM filter at 6 kilohertz. It's like $200 or something, because they rip you off for it. So they aren't very strong, but let's go back to sideband here. So it's a reasonable radio now. It's usable as far as receive anyway.
Ya no llovió por allá. Oh no.
Anyway, I could probably get some more signal if I match the antenna. That's about it. I don't think 20 meters will work now. It's too late. Let's try this. See if I can get... That's still coming in. This thing has a 10 megacycle oscillator on the local board, so it really mucks around with. But I have it tuned within a few cycles, so you can hear it's, well, not a few cycles, but it's working. All right. Probably some FT-8 here somewhere. Cut. Not much going on there. Let's try this band here for 20 meters. Somebody yapping there.
Okay, 006, many things. Radio Tango for a box, standard.
So signals on 20 aren't super strong right now, but there's a few. All right, moving on. This might have something going on.
I swear to God, go ahead.
Yeah, he's back in there. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was doing.
I was heating up my bird dummy boat here. You're okay now, Brian. You're not real strong, but at least you're readable. Oh, you're good and strong to me.
All right, well, that's my little demo on the FT-102. It's coming along. I think the relays now are figured out. I did have an Omeron 12-volt relay in there, and it really got hot. So I'm thinking that the 24-volt didn't go in there for the preamp. So we'll see if the preamp transistors get replaced and it doesn't work. Maybe I'll put the 12-volt. I had 12-volt relay in here. It was running super hot, so that wasn't too good. Some of these run on all the time. This one here, RL05, runs on all the time, so it's yeah, it's pretty hot. Not burning hot, and I think this one runs all the time too. Oh yeah, that one's super hot. Wow. That is really hot. Too hot. Really hot. And that's supposed to be a 12-volt relay, I thought. It is a 12-volt relay, actually. I don't think that's a 24-volt relay, because that thing runs off the, that is, how many volts? 12 volts, yeah, Omeron, so it's probably a Chinese copy of an Omeron, but anyway. That runs off the amp line, and so if you look at the stuff coming in here, the 24 volts comes in through this red wire here. And I gotta be careful not to short this out and blow the thing up again. So there's the 24 volts from the rectifier B board, a little higher than it should be. And then this second one here is for the RF amp. So the RF amp is used, this one should fire up to 12 volts. There's 12 volts right there. And maybe it's inverse, let me see. So the amp is off. If I turn the amp on, that might go to 0. It does, so it's an inverse voltage. So that's fine. And that runs this first relay. So I'm not sure why it's like freaking out about 12 volts. It's really hot. It's way too hot. So maybe I'll pull it out and measure the voltage and see if it's 12 or 24. I think it's 12. All right, that's my video. Thanks for watching. There is some progress in this thing. I'm still not really happy with the transmitter. I goofed it up somehow. Or else it's just not loading into my antenna correctly. So I gotta investigate that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.